you, Paul.
Oh.
We've got about 2 minutes left, and if you want, you can stay for, we talked to Frank Dello, a film critic, about Sherlock Holmes tonight. You can leave if you want, or you can...
No, because I have I have a problem listening to Basil Rathbone.
We're not going to listen to Basil.
Oh, okay. No, but I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here.
The door's always open to you. If you have issues, Paul, and you want to talk to people on camera, you know, it's a friendly atmosphere here.
I can see that.
Tim is our new member, and he, thank you, Tim, for directing our show tonight. I am honored that you chose our show to be the first show you did as director. So,
well, thank you, Tim, for your help, and thank you, Joe, for inviting me.
Thank you, Paul.
Maybe I'll come back again.
The door's open.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yep. And State Rep Paul Donato here on Visual Radio, and now it's time to talk to Frank Stritto about the wonderful Dressed to Kill movie that'll be on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. But we talk about it on Thursday night. I'm so nervous because I just...
Frank Stritto, talking about movies. Joe, how you doing?
I'm so nervous. I just started in TV. Can you help me out, sir?
Okay.
Dressed to Kill with Basil Rathbone.
Yes. How much time do we have tonight?
We have 6 minutes.
6 minutes, okay. Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes and Nigel Bruce as Dr. Watson made 13 Holmes movies.
13.
And this, 14 Holmes movies, and this was the last of them, 1946. Quite a few of the movies you show come from the late 40s when Hollywood was transitioning from the war years to the post-war years, from pre-television age to post-television age, and there's a lot of upheavals going on. And one of those things that went on was the old franchises died out. The horror films died off. They still made Tarzan movies, but on quite lower budgets. A lot of the detectives, the war years were great years for detective series.
See, that's our film director, Anthony Gamari, who goes into our vault. We have a vault that's temperature controlled, and he goes through the films, and I can't get them out of his hands. It's like, Anthony, stop looking at the film. I've got to air it. So we finally get Sherlock Holmes on it, but we have the film vault here.
Okay, well, I can sympathize with Anthony, because this is a supremely watchable film. This is a real fun film. It's a good mystery. And the thing I like about the Holmes movies, as the years went by, they seem to get better. The first two Holmes movies were made in 1939 and were set in the Victoria era. And then Universal bought the series from Fox, and at first had Sherlock Holmes fighting the Nazis in the first three movies, and that didn't quite work. But then when they got the war out of the picture and concentrated on traditional Holmes mysteries, thefts and murders and things like that, they abruptly got better, and they kept getting better.
I mean, that's like having Perry Mason representing, you know, the victims of the Nazis or something. It's not part of the lore. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah, I mean they're not bad movies, but they're not. I mean, when you've seen the good ones, they definitely fall behind them.
Right.
And one of the reasons the Holmes movies got better is late in the series, they came up with the gimmick of having Watson, who's kind of unlike the Watson in the stories or in some of the other movies. Watson is kind of a befuddled, funny little man who, and in the late movies, they had him inadvertently solving the mysteries. You know, and in this particular one, there's a code. I'm not giving anything away because you'll figure this out very quickly in the movie. There's a code in the notes of some music boxes, and Holmes, you know, works all night on it, can't crack it, and Watson says, "Well, I know how hard it was for my music teacher to teach me the notes because she had to do this," and he gives the recipe that and Watson and Holmes look at him and says, "That works. That's it." He cracks the code.
Isn't there like a theory that Watson was the mastermind behind some of the solving the puzzles?
Well, not in these movies. I mean, Watson.
No, but with Conan Doyle, that was part of the lore.
Well, there's a. You know, I can't claim to be an expert of the Conan Doyle stuff. I do know that though Moriarty is mentioned, Moriarty never appears in the movies. And how much of it, how in the stories, I mean, you never see Moriarty. He's always talked about, but he's not. He doesn't come in any of the stories. And no, Watson is not a fool is not a befuddled little man in the stories. Of course, he is writing them, so why would he write himself that way, even if he was? So, but I can't talk with any learned, whatever the word is, about
authority.
Authority. That's right. I've read them, but I think I read them all well over 30 years ago, and I haven't read them since. That's me.
Conan Doyle is a great writer, and this is really a classy film. Wouldn't you say?
It is, and it's got a classy leading lady, Patricia Morrison, who is an excellent villainess, and the Holmes. I don't think it's not by intent, but it's not by chance either. That some of the better Holmes movies have the stronger villainesses. There's the Spider Woman, which is the most famous one. Mm-hmm. This is the Basil Rathbone one, and the Spider Woman, and the Woman in Green, and this one. And I mean, you could toss a coin as to who is the more clever villainess. Patricia Morrison in this movie, who plays a character named Hilda Courtney, or Gail Sondergaard in the Spider Woman movie. So, they're strong. We often think of Hollywood as having kind of stereotypical damsels in distress and all that, but there was a lot of strong women in the 1930s.
Oh, I bet they were chomping at the bit to get the roles.
Patricia Morrison. I guess you're getting a healthy debate over this. She became a big star on Broadway after giving Hollywood a try, but she was brought to Hollywood and she was pretty much wasted. And for my money, this is probably the best role she ever had. But this was near the end of Hollywood was about to give up on her. She was about to give up on Hollywood, and she wound up as a big success in Kiss Me Kate on Broadway, and then she did it on television twice. So that's her claim to fame. I believe she is still with us. She is. There's some dispute over her exact birth date, but she's nearing the century mark. But as far as I know, she's still with us.
Well, we've got 20 seconds left. You recommend the movie?
I recommend it highly, and I'll talk to you next week when we do Laurel and Hardy's Great Guns. Are we on next week?
We are, but it'll be during the day. I'll contact you. Thanks,
okay.
Frank. All right.
Cool, I'll be ready.
Thank you to Joe, Anthony, and to our new director, Tim, for tonight's show. Thank you.